the hunter diet that refuses to die. Type O blood types are constantly told they're basically cave people who should live on steak and vibes. This idea comes from the blood type diet theory, which claims type O is the oldest blood type and therefore optimized for meat-heavy diets. It sounds cool. It's also not how evolution works. Here's the real biology. Type O blood lacks A and B antigens, which affects immune interactions, not food digestion. Your stomach acid levels, enzymes, and gut bacteria are not determined by blood type. They're shaped by genetics, environment, and what you actually eat regularly. That said, some patterns exist. Studies show type O individuals may have slightly higher baseline stomach acid on average. That can make protein digestion feel easier and heavy meals feel less uncomfortable for some people. Not because you're a hunter, because your digestive system tolerates it well. Where the myth breaks down is when people assume carbs are bad for type O. That's nonsense. Glucose metabolism is regulated by insulin sensitivity, muscle mass, and activity, not blood antigens. So if a type O person feels better eating higher protein, that's personal physiology, not destiny. Type O bodies don't demand meat. They just tend to tolerate flexible diets well. Your blood type isn't ordering your groceries, your habits are. Type A, yes, everyone told you to go vegetarian. Type A blood types get handed a salad and a personality test and told, this is you now. The theory claims type A evolved with agriculture and therefore thrives on plant-heavy diets. Here's the actual science. Type A blood has A antigens, which influence immune response, not enzyme production. There is no biological switch that makes type A bodies bad at meat digestion. However, and this is where people get confused, type A individuals statistically show higher stress-related cortisol responses. Stress affects digestion. High cortisol slows gastric emptying and can make heavy meals feel uncomfortable. So if a type A person eats large, fatty meals under stress and feels sluggish, bloated, or foggy, it's not the meat. It's the nervous system state during digestion. Plant-heavy diets tend to be lighter, faster to digest, and easier on stressed systems. That's why many type A people feel better eating them. But that's context, not blood law. Type A bodies don't need to avoid meat. They need digestive calm. Your blood type didn't make you vegetarian. Your stress levels did. If this is already changing how you think about food, hit like and subscribe to The Explainer Scientist. We break down what your body's actually doing, without diet myths, wellness nonsense, or personality quizzes pretending to be biology. Type B, the supposed balanced unicorn. Type B blood types are told they're the lucky ones, adaptable, balanced, able to eat everything. This comes from the idea that type B evolved later and spread across diverse environments. Reality check, type B blood has B antigens. That matters for transfusions, not food. What does show up is that type B individuals often report variable tolerance, meaning they feel great on some foods and terrible on others with no obvious pattern. That's not blood magic. That's gut microbiome diversity. People with more diverse gut bacteria handle a wider range of foods without symptoms. Type B populations historically lived across mixed diets, which likely shaped microbial exposure, not blood-driven digestion. So when type B people feel fine eating dairy one day and heavy protein the next, it's not destiny. It's a gut ecosystem that adapts quickly. The danger comes when people assume balanced means ignore signals. Type B bodies aren't invincible. They're responsive. Your blood type didn't give you food freedom. Your gut learned flexibility. Type AB, everyone's favorite complicated label. Type AB blood types get told they're rare, confusing, and impossible to feed properly. The theory claims AB bodies need a mix of A and B diets, which sounds scientific until you look closer. AB blood simply expresses both antigens. That affects immune compatibility, not digestive enzymes. But AB individuals often report strong reactions to food quality, not type, quality. Highly processed foods, irregular meals, and large sugar spikes tend to hit AB individuals harder. That's not blood specific, that's metabolic sensitivity. People with higher nervous system sensitivity notice internal changes faster. When digestion shifts, they feel it immediately: fatigue, bloating, brain fog. So when AB people say, I feel better eating clean, it's not mystical, it's feedback sensitivity. AB bodies don't need special diets, they need consistency. Your blood type isn't complex, your feedback loop is just louder. The gut microbiome, the real diet decoder. Everyone skips. If blood type actually controlled diet, gut bacteria wouldn't matter. Unfortunately for diet books, gut bacteria matter more than almost anything else. Your intestines are home to trillions of microbes that help break down food, extract nutrients, and send signals to your brain. These microbes change based on what you eat regularly, not what blood type you have. Eat fiber often, and fiber-digesting bacteria multiply. Eat mostly protein, and protein-adapted bacteria take over. This is why two people with the same blood type can eat the same meal and feel completely different afterward. One person's gut turns it into energy, the other turns it into gas, bloating, and regret. Blood type doesn't choose your microbiome, your habits do. This also explains why switching diets can feel amazing at first. You're not unlocking your blood type, you're resetting bacterial balance. After a few weeks, symptoms improve, energy rises, and the diet gets credit. Then people say, see, my blood type diet works. It wasn't the blood, it was the microbes finally getting instructions. Insulin sensitivity, why carbs feel personal. Another reason blood type diets feel convincing is because people confuse blood type with blood sugar control. Carbohydrate tolerance depends on insulin sensitivity, muscle mass, sleep, and activity level. Someone who moves a lot and sleeps well will handle carbs better than someone who doesn't, regardless of blood type. But here's where things get sneaky. When blood sugar spikes too high or crashes too fast, people feel foggy, tired, hungry, or irritable. When they remove carbs on a blood type diet and feel better, they assume carbs were wrong for their type. In reality, the issue was timing and balance, not blood. Protein, fiber, and fat slow glucose release. Processed carbs spike it fast. Remove the spikes and people feel stable again. Blood type didn't fix energy levels, blood sugar stability did. Inflammation, where blood type gets blamed for everything. Inflammation is where blood type diets love to hide. If someone eats a food and feels bad afterward, the explanation becomes, my blood type can't handle this. But inflammation is triggered by poor sleep, chronic stress, ultra-processed food, gut imbalance, food quantity, not just type. Blood type does influence immune signaling, but it does not decide which foods cause inflammation in healthy people. If that were true, dietary reactions would be consistent across entire populations, and they aren't. One person reacts to dairy, another doesn't. Same blood type. One person reacts to gluten, another doesn't. Same blood type. Inflammation isn't a blood label problem, it's a system overload problem. When people clean up their diet under a blood type plan, inflammation drops. The immune system calms down, symptoms improve, the diet gets praised, the biology quietly rolls its eyes. Meal timing, the hidden factor. No blood type explains. Blood type diets never talk about when you eat, which is wild because timing matters more than food choice for many people. Eating late disrupts insulin rhythms. Skipping protein early increases cravings later. Large meals under stress slow digestion. People often change meal timing without realizing it when starting a new diet. Breakfast improves, late night snacking stops, portions stabilize. Again, the blood type gets credit. Timing did the work. Your digestive system doesn't read diet books, it follows circadian rhythms. RH factor, the thing diet books ignore completely. Most blood type diet talk ignores the RH factor, which is wild because it matters more biologically than ABO for many systems. RH negative individuals lack the D antigen. This affects pregnancy compatibility and immune reactions, not digestion. But here's where it gets interesting. RH-negative populations often report heightened sensory sensitivity, not proven as causation, but consistently reported. That includes sensitivity to food additives, preservatives, and artificial sweeteners. So when some RH-negative people feel better eating minimally processed foods, it's not because of blood destiny, it's because chemical load matters. RH status doesn't tell you what to eat. It influences how strongly you notice effects. Why blood type diets feel accurate, even when they aren't. Blood type diets feel accurate because they give people a simple story for something that's actually messy. Food reactions are personal, inconsistent, and hard to track, so when a diet says, people like you eat this way, the brain relaxes. If someone already feels better on lighter meals, the type A explanation clicks. If someone tolerates protein well, the type O story feels validating. That sense of recognition isn't biology. It's confirmation bias. The diet works not because of blood antigens, but because it adds structure, removes ultra-processed foods, and forces people to pay attention to how they feel. When symptoms improve, the story gets the credit, even though the real change came from behavior. What actually links blood type and diet? The real connection between blood type and diet is indirect and limited. Blood type affects immune compatibility, transfusions, and pregnancy, not digestive enzymes or nutrient absorption. Diet affects metabolism, hormones, inflammation, energy, and gut bacteria. Where people get confused is when immune reactions and digestive discomfort overlap. When food causes inflammation or stress, the immune system responds, and blood type plays a role in immune signaling, but it does not decide what foods you should eat. There is no biological pathway where blood type dictates an ideal diet. The strongest predictors of how food affects you are stress, sleep, activity level, gut microbes, and food quality. Blood type sits in the background, not the driver's seat. The takeaway everyone skips. If a blood type diet helped someone feel better, it wasn't because of their blood, it was because they ate more intentionally, reduced processed foods, paid attention to feedback. Structure helps, stories help, but biology runs on systems, not labels. Your blood type doesn't choose your diet. Your body gives feedback, and you decide whether to listen. If this changed how you think about blood type diets, hit like, drop your blood type in the comments, and subscribe to The Explainer Scientist. https://youtube.com/@explainerscientist